pump it and pump it and pump it and pump
I like that song though. What song is that? What song is that?
I have no idea. I know it's like it gives you like vibes like town to the town to the town to the town. Wakes you up.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Still Dope. And as I say,
AFS edition.
It is the the Married at First Sight, or should I have renamed the show to There's a Reason Why I'm Single?
Yo, people were going off this week.
About the show?
About the show.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's a mess. Who do we want to start with first?
Can I just say one thing first?
Please.
Happy Black History Month, my
Happy Black History Month,
my people. I see your shirt. That's what made me say, let me acknowledge the month.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Got my little afro puffed out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
All right. So
how's the weather back? How's the weather back there?
It
another
was
storm
so
coming
nice
in.
Today. It was 43 degrees. It felt like 43 in February feels like springtime.
Yes.
I was outside.
You have a big storm coming in, right? A big storm coming in, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I said it was a massive storm. That's what I heard.
According to the weather report that I looked at before we started, it stated that west and north of Boston are going to get snow, like between 2 to 3 inches. Not a whole lot that we just suffered like 20, 30 inches of shit. 2 to 3 inches ain't nothing. But we're South New England. Like I'm south of Boston. Shahida's south, even further south. We're slated to get like icy rain, like sleet and rain, not any type of snow. But then again, it's New England, and that shit could change tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the ice I think most people are concerned about.
Yeah.
So who are we starting with?
She needs to go get her milk, bread, and water.
Shahida, go ahead. Who do you want to start with?
No, I don't have any water.
I'm making fun of her because she's doing the typical New Englander or anybody when a storm's coming. I got to go to the supermarket and get my water and my bread and my milk.
That's it. All right. Let's start with who was the first to come up? Mark and Lindsay. They were the first on the screen.
Oof. So many things.
Mark's like, can we slow it down a little bit? After they had sex 3 times that day, by the way.
3 times.
What was your take on that? What was you guys' take on that? Was he wrong to ask her to slow it down?
I don't think it was for him. I don't think it was. He just wanted to slow. I think he got scared that this is the woman that he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life, because he's already had to put out 5 or 6 fires for her because of her, and his whole thing was like,
how many days?
Right, in 3 days. Right, exactly. So he was like, can we just get to know each other, and not to pull back, but I think he was getting like scared. I think he got scared. And now he was dumb knowing the tinderbox she is. I mean, we could see that from here, but knowing how she's going to be and knowing the reaction that she's going to have, that was not smart. And I understand what he was kind of trying to do, but I think he's like a deer in headlights that he didn't know what the fuck, he didn't know what to do. So he was like, can we just like, because he wanted to come, because she keeps bringing stuff up too to other people. He's like, I just want to concentrate on us, on getting to know us together without all this extra stuff. That was what he really wanted. But by him saying, let's pull back on the lovey-dovey stuff, that's what I didn't understand what that was about. I was a little confused on what he was like, because she shut down. Like, go.
Not only did she shut down, but she showed her ass. And her father and brother warned his ass right off the rip.
Crocodile by the tail.
That's it. You see how when he was trying to, I will give Mark this. He is a master of his wording. Like he is the perfect example of he's thinking. I'm talking about not at the dinner. He kind of lost me at the dinner, the romantic dinner. But before, when it started, when he was like, you know, he kind of like put it out there with telling her about his past relationship, and the woman that he was with was basically a drunkard, and she was, you know, one way sober and one way drunk.
3 bottles of wine she had.
But here's the thing with the 3 bottles of wine. I'm thinking when he said you had 3 bottles of wine, I'm thinking he's referring to the plane when she was showing her ass. And we all know, because we travel, that a bottle of wine on a plane is like a little nippy nip. It's not a whole bottle. So I'm thinking that the 3 bottles of wine, because do the math. They just got to Puerto Rico. She showed her ass on the plane. So I'm sure if she had 3 big bottles of wine, it would be on tape somewhere and they'd show that shit. Or at least Keisha Knight Pulliam would have pulled that shit out on the after party. I think it was the 3 bottles of airplane wine, not.
But I think if you're sensitive to people who drink a lot, like, you know, having an ex-girlfriend who's a drunk, if you're sensitive to that, because I would be like, wow, that's a lot. Where I mean, the flight from Boston to Puerto Rico is what, how many hours?
4, probably 3, 4.
I'm thinking like 4 to 6 or something. I've never been to Puerto Rico, but I'm thinking in that time frame, you had 3 wine, and you were acting erratic and loud and boisterous. So I can see him being very sensitive to. I don't care if it was this small. He's like sensitive at that point, because he's like, wow, she drinks a lot. And then we're coming off the wedding and the reception where she was drunk.
Right. I agree. Like, I think the 3, whether it be 1 or 2 or 10 for that matter, I think that he's just feels some sort of way because he's experienced in a past relationship with somebody that, you know, there's a difference between getting your drink on, but it's a whole nother nut when you get your drink on and you turn into a whole nother person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a belligerent, like she is. Apparently she's the belligerent drunk. But what I didn't like was when going back to the dinner, was she didn't like what he said. Obviously it was bad timing because of course he was trying to set the mood. She was trying to set the mood. They were trying to do something romantic, what have you. And he took that opportunity to bring this up. And she went right ether on his ass, talking about the shit in the toilet and him farting. She literally emasculated. She took the very things that probably, I don't think anybody would want anybody to know. I know we're on TV and all, but she went right for the jugular on that one. And I thought that was cruel. And his face when she was saying that shit, and then when they got back to the room and she's like, nah, we're good here. Nah, that should have been his out. I'd have been like, bitch, we're done.
He needs to be a combination of honey, loving, giving her everything, and also stop it right now. And have that. He's still trying to be like, look, I'm trying to. He needs to be like, stop it right now. I'm gonna be here. We're gonna be together, as opposed to trying to like, well, you have to understand, you know, like this and the other. He needs to put his foot down a little bit more than just being so sweet and nice and kind of like, let's work together. Because she's not responding to that. She don't respond to whatever. She's like, okay, well, because that's her hurt.
Well, listen. I'm not trying to be her therapist. I'm not trying to be anybody's therapist. Even if I signed up for Married at First Sight, we're on day number 3. You apparently got mad issues. Lifetime, Married at First Sight, these experts do better, because all you are doing is plucking these people. I don't know, maybe it's because I just retired from dating that I just don't know anymore the whole scene out there. But how do you, of a country of people, you're picking these people that clearly need to fix themselves emotionally, psychologically, before you even try to pair them up with somebody. I just don't get it. It's just the selection of people as of late is just piss poor.
You know, I was thinking about this. I'm sorry, Sheena. I was just thinking about, I think the show would be a lot better if we're rooting for all 5 couples. I think that should be the show. That we're all trying, all 5 matches. 5. Can we get 5 out of 5? Can we get, not 3 out of 5, realistically, in terms of every season, 3 out of 5. And there's 2 that are like, that's one that's really not going to work. That could be like the New Orleans weird people. That could have gone crazy, or perfect or crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can have maybe one volatile one, but don't bring volatile people into it for TV. I know we're talking about it. I know it gives ratings. I know that kind of stuff. But I almost think it would be served better if it was all 5 couples that we were really rooting for.
That were
really not horrible people.
And when you didn't see people who clearly need psychological help. That's one thing. I mean, if you gave me, drama, like personality clashes or something, but we're talking about a lot of broken people.
Paige, Chris, there's a lot of Merla.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who have some serious issues going on.
I feel like if, and Tanya, you mentioned this last week about, they give them the psychological exam. And I've taken some, but not, an extensive one. But I feel like we watched the interview process and we all said, nope.
Yeah.
So we only saw a little
glimpse. You're right. So I guess they have to be doing it for TV or TV ratings or people who want to do podcasts about it, because if it's 5 people that we want to root for, I don't know if we'd be talking about it.
But here's the thing.
I
would hope so. Yes.
If this is what they're trying to accomplish because of ratings and people are watching and people are talking about it, we have a podcast about it, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Because on the internet last night and this morning and earlier today, people are, even the Facebook pages that are groups that I joined that are specific to Married at First Sight, like 80% of the people are like, I'm not watching that shit no more. I'm just done.
That's what I'm getting
too much drama. Like, people are in it for the fantasism of it. Like, it's like, I want to meet, I want these people to succeed. I want to watch these love stories and see. Yes, people are going to have drama and issues are going to come up. That's just human nature. But this shit is just stupidity at its finest. And people are like, I am not. Okay, people are like, I'm not watching anymore. Then some people are like, I'm going to give it another week. I'll watch next week's episode. And if the fuckery's still bad, I'm not watching it anymore. People are literally on the fence, like debating with themselves whether or not they're going to watch it anymore.
And I watched a dating show, the one on the HBO Max that I told you to watch, Tanya.
Ooh,
Your Mom, My Dad.
Yes,
they were mature people, and not all of them hooked up, not all of them got together. But you know what? It wasn't drama. It was like, it was respectful. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, is it like? Please tell me it's not like people our age and older that are acting up like these.
No.
HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max. What's her name? Not Issa Rae. What the Yvonne
Orji. Yvonne Orji.
She hosted. And it was really good. I really liked it. I mean, not, like I said, not all the couples got together, but I think there was like 3 couples that came out of it. But the ones that didn't, again, it was respectful. It was nice. We could be friends. We just didn't make a connection, because that might be the case. If with Married at First Sight, if they come together and they get married and they're respectful and they're nice to each other, but they just don't have a connection, I can understand that. But you got, I mean, like, I like Mark, and Lindsey
it's not only in the relationship with her.
She wouldn't be too much if, one, she wasn't an alcoholic, because I think that's part of her problem, and 2, she didn't have these issues with her mother or whatever it is that's dragging her down.
Mhm.
They would be a great couple.
And it's evident in the fact that she's not getting along with the other people in the group.
No.
I mean, if you can't even get along, one thing about your husband, that's fine. But if you can't get along with everybody else because you're saying stuff because you're drunk, that's a personality problem, not a relationship problem, not a bad match problem. That's a personality problem. That's something.
Did we talk about that
really bad
on the boat when she tried to explain why she was acting that way? And no, ma'am, that was no.
Stop.
Listen to me. Katina set her ass straight on that boat. I was waiting for Chris to kind of bring it up first because I wanted Chris to unleash his inner Alderman Davis from Good Times and be like, Katrina, you know, Wilhelmina.
Clementine.
Huh?
Clementine.
I mean, Katina set her ass straight because, and Lindsey was the classic shit. She wants to be able to speak her shit and get her opinion out there. But when someone pulls her card and puts her on blast, she gets all teary-eyed, playing the victim again. Stop that shit. Stop that shit.
And then how when Mark came back on the boat, how she was just like, holding on to him, she needs a protector. Well, stop doing the shit you're doing, he's trying to say. Stop. Learn how to just shut up.
Right.
Shut up.
And he's like, concentrate on our relationship. Don't worry about all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about everybody else. Concentrate on our relationship. But shut up. Exactly. But that's why I'm saying he needs to be not like, could you please not say anything? He needs to be like, you need to shut up. He needs to say to her, Lindsey, I'm not going to do this unless you shut the fuck up. Because you're not only causing problems in our relationship, you're causing problems for other people. So stop it. That's what he needs to be. And maybe he gets a little firmer by saying stop it. And I think he was trying to kind of do that, but
I think it's kind of hard to have that approach 2 days in though. So he could further on down the line be like, this is what this person needs, and I would hope, because it does look like from like the previews and stuff that they do manage to stay together. And I'm thinking that they might even make it to the end, but she's got to. There's so much.
Olajuwon wasn't holding back.
Listen to me. They are like Virginia and Eric with this shit. But Mark is a kinder. Mark's nice. Like, I like Mark. I never like Eric, but they are kind of like that. If you look at it, like when they were out and in public and around other folks, they kind of got along. They had what you thought was a good relationship or something that was going to last. But it was always underlying issues, like Virginia's drinking, and obviously.
Yeah, but Virginia was never like, he's the man for me. Lindsey was like, I love him. Mm-hmm. I'm falling in love with him. He's the perfect guy for me. She said it multiple times until he says, maybe we should, and that's what triggered her again. So I don't know about, the only alcoholism may be the only through line, but with Virginia and Eric, I think Virginia was like, I'm too young. I don't know if I want to give up anything. She wasn't in it. Like Lindsey is like, he's the man for me, but she just needs to shut the fuck up. Right. She needs to shut up. She needs to be quiet.
Really? How do you know he is the man for you? See, again, I don't know. I can't look at somebody 3 days in, even if I married you unsight and unseen. 3 days in, I might think you're nice and I might think you're awesome and we might have a good rapport, but I'm not going to be like, I think I'm falling in love with him.
I don't know if you can speak to that because we've never been in that situation. If we set you up, Sonia, we set you up with a 6'3" chocolate man who who is successful, who adores the hell out of you, and is like, whatever you want, and you know what? I'm only going to be at the house 4 or 5 days out of the week, and I'm gonna be I have my house too. We can have dual households, but I want to spend time with you. I want to be this, and he's nice and he's respectful to you, and you want to be married, and you really want it really badly. You'd be like, okay, and he's hot. You'd be like, oh, I'm having some feelings. I'm getting a little moist down there. I mean, you might.
Well, yeah, maybe 20 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago. Not
but
today.
These are these people. They want it so bad. I mean, they want it so badly that if someone came along and you're like, wow, this guy's listening to me. He's nice. He's a good person. He's got a career. And Lindsey is not. Obviously, she's like, I dated all the engineers. He's like, she's like, she's been around. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, and now they're forced to be married. I think if you're in that position of being forced to be married, you're forced to be married, and you choose that, and they set you up with someone who's just like that, and you're married, you might as well just try to go full in front. And I would imagine emotions would follow from that. Looking at Noi, looking at Katina, already we got 2 or 3 that are already, so it's not an anomaly where after 3 days and spending the night with your husband and being close to them, and they want it too, and all that, there could be a chance that you would be in love or falling or getting close to being in love. That's
okay. I guess we'd have to.
I get what you're saying, Tanya, because I think
it's quick. Yes.
Exactly what Chris is saying is that you might be a little cautious, but you'd be like really open to the possibilities. I would be cautious, and I would be going in like, oh, this is great. This is all I wanted. And then that person, I would be a little cautious because I would be like, you're saying all the right things. You look too good and you got a good job. I would be cautious, but I would still, especially if I had that marriage paper, I'm going to try and make it work.
Right.
I mean, of course. I mean, that's what you set yourself up for.
Mm-hmm.
You signed up for this. If I signed up for something like that, I'd go all in and I'd get to know the person. But I don't know if day 3, I mean, just because I am who I am and I know the type of person I am, even when I was dating back in the day, I'd be like, okay, you are.
Remember, they had a married, the family's they've already met the family. They know so much about them already in a big, and also she didn't say, I love you, I'm in love with you. She's like, I love who he is, and I mean, she qualified it by saying, I love who he is, and I kind of love him already, not like I'm in love with him. I think they just really love, the idea of this could be the future. And if I'm gonna get matched with somebody, and it's like that. But yes, everybody should be cautious, just like Mr. Noi is. I mean, Mr. Moy is, and Steve is. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's great and everything, and I really like being. But she's kind of like, I'm fine. And then he was like, that's great. He's like that. I was like, oh.
First of all, Noi is just insecure because she said it. First of all,
she shouldn't have said. She shouldn't have
said it. Number one, because again, rule number 1 that a lot of people. I'm not just going to throw women under the bus because men do it too, but a lot of people do this bullshit, dude. If you have feelings for somebody, great, you can express them, but do not expect them to reciprocate.
Right.
Because I feel like this, if they really cared about you and really was falling in love with you or loved you or whatever, he would have expressed it to you. So she went and told him, I think I'm falling in love. Girl, please. I was like, red flag, bitch, day 3 and you telling this man you falling in love with him? And he was like, oh, well, thanks for telling me that. I was dying. And she was all pissed. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, don't get pissed.
But also, he's an older, more mature man. And he handled it in a way, I think, he wasn't disrespectful to her. He was like, thank you very much. And then he tried to explain, look, we're still getting to know each other. And also, if she was like like how Lindsey, if Lindsey had said that, and he said, oh, whatever, Lindsey would have been like, well, but Noi was like, well, my feelings were kind of hurt, but she's over it already.
She handled it very well.
Exactly.
I was going to say that, Chris, that she did handle it very well.
But then she took it, her insecurities took it a step further later on in the episode when they were in the pool. And it was annoying as fuck when she kept when he kept saying to her, she had her scales. Remember, she kept pulling up on a scale of 1 to 100. How much do you like me? Annoying. Sorry.
No, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry.
That was,
and then he said to her, he really likes her. He's really has good feelings for her. But on a scale of 1 to 100, what do you how much?
I don't think he was. It was like, oh God, this woman's too clingy. I think he was just playing along with her. I really think they were having that fun little cute banter, and they were playing along with each other.
Too.
Yeah, I don't think he was like, God, this woman is so. And I never felt from him that he's like, oh God, she told me she loved. Even though he told the dudes, he was like the dudes, and this, that, and the other. But it wasn't a. I can't believe she's doing this already. It was kind of like, well, it's a lot, but we're still getting to know each other type thing. And in her doing like, I don't think that was the insecurity of saying. I think she was just being. They had some drinks and she wants the buck because they were close.
Just say that. I mean, I don't know. I have to disagree. I took it like she is just clearly insecure in the fact that she told him she was falling in love with him. Now she's taking it a whole nother step further with just be happy that the man likes you. Be good with that. Don't give him
your husband.
How much do you like me? How much?
Husband. But she wasn't serious. She was playing around.
She was serious. Oh no, I think she was 100% serious on that one. Trust when I tell you. She strikes me as she just wants this so bad. She is going in and hard. I'm rooting for them. Don't get me wrong. I like them together. I hope that they make it because I like their little thing. I just have a feeling she's just moving way too. I mean, I get it. They're married. But I'm just saying, like, this is like day 3, man. Like, I'm with Steve. It's day 3.
But you know what seems to be the theme in this season? Immaturity.
Well, yeah, it's getting worse and worse each season.
They just, all of them seem, and I know all of them had relationships before, but they're all coming in like rookies. Like they don't.
I think Steve's handling himself very well.
I agree.
I think Mark is handling himself
the dinner off the table.
Yes. And those
I think Mark's handling himself.
The rest of them seem. I mean, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it as an insult. Right. I'm just saying that if they were a little bit more seasoned, if Boy was
Chris, and Chris is handling himself maturely.
Chris.
Yes, and he's being mature about it too. Yeah. So the three of them, to me, are being mature older. About whatever. Yeah,
they're much older. You definitely can see the difference. Can we? Are we
Please.
done?
Oh yes, go. Cheetah, go. What do you want to say? I want to talk about. Go. I'm itching to talk about. Go.
Alyssa and Chris. Can I just say this? Without you walking away, sir. Without you walking.
I broke my chair.
I got.
Oh my God! Did you really break it?
2 things to say. 2 things, and then I'm gonna let y'all rip. And what I'm saying is probably exactly what you're gonna say too. When Alyssa had that breakdown when she was talking to her mother, and her mother is trying to get her to see that she's being an asshole, and she's like, "Look, you're on TV. You're making yourself look bad. I'm so mad at my mother. And could you tell him not to come over here? I hate him."
It was at that moment when she said that shit, I had to pause it because it was at that moment that I was like, if I was a producer on this show, a call would have to be made. She would have to be removed immediately. Why is she still there? And why hasn't...
She said she didn't want to be there.
She doesn't want to be there. And again, if you don't want to be there, then be an adult about it. Why are you want nothing to do with this man. This man is nothing.
I don't want him near me.
And has done nothing to you.
Here you are.
Has done nothing to you.
Nothing to you. Nothing at all.
And at this point, Chris, stop trying to talk to her. Stop trying to be civil with her. She's been nothing but disrespectful and ugly and mean-hearted. She's like a 12. You know how like when you're 12-year-old and a boy likes you and you don't like him, and it really fucking makes you crazy because you don't know how to just be an adult about the situation.
I got to look at my notes because I just.
At this point, he needs to be a man and have some self-respect.
Right. And be like, yes.
When she said to him,
and she'd respect that more.
Right.
When she said to him, we just need to accept that they got it wrong. The experts were wrong. I went to a psychic. The psychic told me I was supposed to have this and I was supposed to have that, and this is not it.
First of all, if you are taking, again, why I'm changing the name of the show to There's a Reason Why I'm Still Single. Because, bitch, if you are taking, no disrespect to psychics out there, it is what it is. But if you are taking their word as gospel, bitch, you got bigger problems.
And he
went to a psychic. You know, I just think she's pulling at everything. I don't believe anything she says, really.
At all.
Nothing. And she's always contradicting herself. She said early when the show started, she's like, I'm trying to be optimistic. No, you're not, bitch, because you ain't even trying to get to know this man. And the only reason why they probably went paddleboarding or whatever you call that shit, wakeboarding or whatever the fuck that is because the producers probably gotten her ass. The producers are probably in both of them like, we're here. We got to do something. I'm sorry. This should have never have gotten to this episode. The experts somebody should have yanked her ass.
How come they haven't called?
Thank you.
No
Nothing.
contact.
Nothing. Her ass should have been yanked day one of the honeymoon when she cut up.
And the honeymoon, at the wedding, she stopped everything after it wouldn't sleep in the same room. She's like, it's off. They should have done right then and there. Oh no, not even take her on the honeymoon. Yeah, remember in what was that, Houston, when someone got in trouble and they didn't Michaela. Remember with Michaela? They left Michaela at home and
because he had COVID.
Right.
He had COVID and they sent her back.
She's a disease.
Thank you.
She's a damn virus. They should have left her ass at home and set Chris up with anybody else. Anybody else. And maybe she's not even. That's trying to be nice.
Listen, and then talking about his physical appearance just the nastiness of it. And the fact that they were allowing this, I was mortified that when he went scuba tubing or whatever he called that shit, scuba snorkeling, whatever it is, and he's putting the little things around him, and she's just basically dissing him. And I'm saying to myself, bitch, first of all, you ain't all that, because that bitch got 0 tits, 0 ass, and got that gunt hanging around her midsection.
And looks like Minnie Mouse.
Exactly. And I'm like, and her face ain't even all that. So it's like, you got a lot of nerve trying to sling this shit and try to bring this man down. Yes, he may not be your perfect ideal of a mate, but he would probably be a hell of a good husband or a hell of a good spouse, hell of a good mate to someone else out there that was willing to even give it a shot. You ain't even trying to do this. I'm over them too.
You know what makes me really hate the show more is how the producers are handling it, because they're zeroing in on his body, they're zeroing in on his teeth, they're zeroing in on his eyes, and it's she's saying this thing and then they go right to a picture of him. So it's like it's so disrespectful on their part to even play it like that. You don't even have to do it like that. So what they're doing, in my opinion, is laughing right along with her. I mean, she's not even laughing.
He needs to grow some balls too. He needs to be like,
he does.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico by myself then. I'm gonna get this whatever. I'm gonna find someone else I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, and I don't want to deal with you either. Don't come over. Don't come near me. Don't bring him over. I don't want to. He hasn't done anything to.
Nothing.
Don't make me kick this chair over again.
Don't do it. Don't waste that.
She's so
furniture on
rude.
that.
I'm a nice.
Rude.
I'm a nice person, and as Lindsay said, anybody who would say I'm a nice person is not a nice person.
No.
Other people say that about you, not you saying that about yourself.
That's right. That's
and
right.
back to the boat when she went running after Katina both times. She's a shit stirrer too.
Of course she is. She loves that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else has their matches, and everyone else is happy, but
why me? She played the victim as if she just got dealt a fucking scary health diagnosis. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Bitch.
Maybe she would like frisbee golf. She don't know.
She don't.
Maybe Chris got a hella long ding-a-ling. She ain't never gonna know now.
Chris needs to step up. I hope he steps up.
I hope he steps up because
I don't want to do it. You can't. Yeah, he's trying to be nice and let's do something that we can do together. No,
bitch.
no.
Yeah.
The producers are like, maybe you can get her to do so and so. Maybe no.
And the way she acted, he was going snorkeling house. She's like, I'm not doing it. No, that's not me. He's like, well, you did the other thing. And she's just like, yeah, that's different. What's different about it?
Tell me about it.
I'll watch you from the shore. I'm like, really, bitch? You gonna sit there? Why'd you even come out? Again, producers egging them on to do that shit.
That's what it is. And then making her disrespect him more, and then they're filming it in these body shots and stuff. I'm very disappointed. I'm like, I feel like writing Pastor Cal, Dr. Viviana, and sending them something on it, because what you're doing to this person,
it's not cool.
It's not cool.
It's not cool.
I don't like to see people treated like that. I don't like to see children treat each other like that. I don't like to see adults treat each other like that. This is what we teach our children not to do. And what you're doing is amplifying it and giving it a great platform and talk about ratings. That's horrible.
That is horrible.
We knew it from the bachelorette party. Even before she saw him, she was a bitch. Even before she saw him, hopefully that he would. And if there was one thing wrong with him, she's like, no, I ain't want to get. Oh, God, I hate it. Can we not talk about her anymore? Can we go on the?
Yes, we'll go on the next one.
Can I just say one more thing? One more thing. Her mother really trying to get some sense into her. Where did she come from?
Exactly. I said that at the brunch when her mother was talking to him and he was honest, and her mother was like, what? Like, he's so nice. He's so awesome. Like, her mother
her mother should know her daughter at this point, because the friend knew that this wasn't new for her. The mother knows it's not new behavior, but I think she thought, oh, okay, she's going through this process. She must really want this, but she is like a super brat.
Oh, she's the worst.
And I don't want to diss her parents, or we've only seen the mother, so we don't know what the situation with her dad is. I don't even want to disrespect her daddy to say she probably got her daddy's genes, or that's from the daddy side. She could just be just who she is.
Be just an asshole.
She's just an asshole, and I'm sorry. No, I'm over her, and I really need Married at First Sight producers, the experts. I'm going to really need her to be yanked next week. If she lasts the whole 7 days, if we have to suffer 7 more times of her ass in Puerto Rico, and
we're going to have to do it.
We're going to have to.
Yeah.
But I just need them. I'm going to need them to come in hard on her. Or I'm going to need Chris to lose it, like Chris said. I'm going to need Chris to just show his natural ass and be like, look at here, bitch, I'm done. Producers, fuck off. Send me back to Boston. I'm good. Let me go back to work and get me my little annulment because I didn't have sex with her.
That's right. Get it out.
And we're done here. Mm-hmm. It's been real. but I got to go. And Chris will be the next Bachelor. Get his teeth fixed, get him all zhuzhed up, and put his ass on The Bachelor.
So who we doing? Jasmina and Michael or Katina and Olajuwon?
Let's go to Jasmina and Michael because they're going to be quick. All I'm going to say is
your girl.
Disappointed. Week 2 disappointed in Jasmina. I was disappointed last week. I'm disappointed this week. And
arguing over stupid shit. Like I'm trying to decipher their conversations, and I'm just sitting there like, y'all are boring the fuck out of me right now. Like, why y'all having these crazy ass discussions about nothing?
Can I say one thing though? No. It wasn't about nothing. I get it. There's 2 things I meant. Oh, first of all, Katina said that the deal breaker for her was somebody that didn't communicate. Jasmina said the biggest thing for her is that she, a man that didn't communicate. He's communicating. He's telling you how he feels. He's telling you how he sees things. And that's nothing for you to get all bent out of shape and be like, I get it. You're stuck in what his sister said. I get that part. But then also you're being negative too. You're actually being more negative than him because he's coming to you and saying, this is how I feel about certain things. And I know that I need to work on this. I need to work on this. I need to work on this. And you're blowing things out of proportion in my head. That's how I see it. I thought that argument that they had, I wish that we had saw the first one when she said that he was really disrespectful to her and his tone.
Oh yeah, I wish we would have saw that.
Well, I wish we had seen that because I haven't seen that side of him. But he apologized. His apology to her was very respectful. The way he accepted her apology in the end, he was just like, I understand.
And even though it wasn't really an apology, like he said.
Right, exactly. He said, but you know what? I'm accepting what you're saying. He was open and communicating to me, not to you.
What?
Listen to me. First of all, she should have never apologized to him about that boat shit because she never cut him off. He asked her for her input. They played that shit back. She was like, I'm sorry if you took it that way. And he was upset because that's not an apology. Motherfucker, I ain't apologizing for shit I didn't do. Period.
He accepted that though. He even explained that to her. I do accept that if you feel strongly about something that you didn't do, that you shouldn't have to apologize. Did you not hear him say that?
I did not hear that because I was just looking at him like, dude, where's this going? They played the tape back. She didn't cut you off.
And she didn't. And I agreed with her too. But then when he laid out everything from A to Z about that situation, she didn't hear it.
At all. She didn't want to hear it.
She didn't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I was team Jasmina there because I sure as hell didn't hear it either. Because I was like, bitch, why are you even saying? Because I was mad at her because she was like, I'm sorry if you took it that way. Because sorry would have never came out my mouth because I didn't do what you said I did. I didn't cut you off. You answered the question and looked at me and said, what do you think? And I gave my thoughts and we moved on. I did not cut you off. Oh, that would have been a full-on fisticuffs if that was me. I would have been
but if you're married, if you're in this situation, you're married to someone. You're married in this situation, and you don't know how people take things, this and the other. That's when you take, instead of jumping on him and saying, I'm not doing it, I'm not positive for anything I do.
It wasn't mature.
I'm sorry you took it that way. She's like, okay, let me think about this. Look, I don't think I cut you off. If I did, I apologize if you thought I cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off, or I didn't cut you off. That's what, first and foremost. But I didn't appreciate this. Have some sort of, give him some kind of credit for at least saying this hurt my feelings, or I didn't like how you did this. Now, if he came off like, don't fucking cut me off, bitch, that's one thing. But he doesn't seem like the type of dude that'd be like Olajuwon would have said some shit like that. He seems like a very measured guy of like, I felt like you cut me off. So, well, I didn't mean to cut you. She didn't come out. I don't think she came out with like, well, I didn't mean. if I didn't cut you off, but if you took it that way, I'm sorry you took it that way, but I didn't mean to do that. She didn't do that at all. She's like, I'm sorry you took it that way. That's your problem.
Yeah, because because we missed that whole interaction with them because when it came back, she was talking, the confessional, and it was like he apparently kind of, according to her, did show his ass and was a little boisterous and a little rude, and his tone was a little off. So I can feel like she was kind of shut down. What we saw was, just them having the after discussion about it. So I could see
even the after discussion, even if that was the case and he was being aggressive, when he talked to her later about it, he apologized if he was aggressive. He was trying to explain himself. He was trying to be clear. He was trying to bridge between them, and she was not having it.
He said, I will never do that again. I will make note of this, and I will not do this again.
That's all you can ask for someone you don't know. If he does it again, he keeps doing it. Like Elijah one's going to keep doing stuff over and over again. If he does it again, that's one thing. But the first time you have a misunderstanding, you have to understand what the misunderstanding is and acknowledge that you both have a misunderstanding, that his feelings were valid, but not say it in a way of like, oh, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. That's kind of bullshit in an argument. That's kind of bullshit in an argument. I'm sorry you felt that way.
And unless go ahead, finish.
No, it didn't seem like she was like, look, I'm sorry you felt that way. That's not my intention. I don't think I did that. But this is so and so. Well, you can have a discussion about it. She wasn't having a discussion about it. She was like, no, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not apologizing for shit. You can't have that in a new relationship, getting to know somebody. You can't.
Or in any relationship. But what I was going to say is,
I was Jasmina for a minute. I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, yeah.
No. And I still like Jasmina. It's just a maturity thing. Because she came in, in any relationship when you're dealing with people, co-workers, your husband, your children, or whatever, you got to be willing to listen, and she just totally shut down. And he said a lot of really good things that she should hold him to, because in my opinion, he was wrong. She did not cut him off. It was a flow of conversation. There was a pause. You looked at her, she started. She was totally right. But in how she tried to defend herself was like a child. It was,
I think she's scared. I think she's scared.
You think?
I think that kind of reaction of like, oh, I don't even want to be around. I don't want to even. When she's like, I don't even want to be around him. I was like, oh, come on, Jasmina. If you have a little disagreement and this, that, and the other, and you agree to disagree, which he said, don't go to the point of like, I don't even want to be around. I don't want to be. It's done. I think she's scared. That was a total reaction, her being scared.
That is true. That's a good point. Again, like Steve and Noy, I like them together, and I'm rooting for them 100%. I really, those are my two favorite couples right now.
I'm rooting for Jasmina and Michael too. I like both of them. Again, it's a maturity thing to me, as I'm seeing, but I mean, they're older than I was when I got married at 20 years old, but that's how they are acting like I did when I was 20 and getting married, like a total brat.
I like Michael better than I like Jasmine at this point.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. I like how he's handling the marriage to a new person better than Jasmina's handling being married to a new person.
And
you don't know.
He's being very vulnerable to her.
He knows his faults.
Going deep with her.
He's acknowledging them. He knows his faults. He's not pressuring her to have sex or, I think he's handling this new situation that's very volatile much better than she is. She's already kind of like, and she's had a couple of attitude little things in the thing. She's had a little, well, you don't like someone? She's had a little couple of things, and I haven't seen him judge her on anything yet. Her actions maybe that he perceived that, but not about him. About her yet. I haven't seen him do that. I've seen him reflective and said, look, I just want to have a resolution between us. And I don't think she was doing the same thing. So I'm more Team Michael at this point.
It's still kind of even for me because I feel like hers, again, like I said from the beginning, all of them are making like really rookie mistakes. I mean,
Agreed.
and maybe it has to do with them not, like, you don't learn how to communicate with a significant other. It takes a long time, and they obviously haven't even had that buildup where, oh, this person did this to me and this person did this to me. They're not taking any ownership really of how they were in the relationship. That's all you hear from anybody. Well, this person cheated on me. This person did this person. Well, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? How did you react in situations? How did you speak to other people? I think if you, and that comes with age, I think, because in those early years, it's always the other person, but never you. There are things about yourself that you have to change and grow into. And that's what I see with all of them, actually, except for the, kind of like the older ones who are a little smarter.
Agreed. So I guess we can move on to, you want to introduce them there?
Did we do Stephen Noy? Did we cover them?
We did, but we didn't.
I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be good. I think they really like each other. I think they respect each other, and I think he handled it well. I think she is. I think they really dig each other, and I think
I think she handled it well too. Like I said, like you said, she could have taken that and did a total Lindsey, and that's what I really liked about her is that she was like, it did hurt my feelings. I felt a little kind of way, but she was able to bounce back. It's not an indictment against
That's
me.
maturity. That's maturity. She had a mature reaction to it.
Yeah, I like them too. I hope they make it.
I do too.
I'm wishing them well.
So Chlamydia and Olajuwon.
Wait, who'd you say?
I really, really like.
Wait. Who did you say in Olajuwon?
I think Chlamydia. No, I'm just kidding. First of all,
I like Katina with her ghetto self.
I do like Katina, and
while we're taking a minute, I have to. All I can say is, Olajuwon, it's like up and down with him. I still think, even though he says he's like talking to her and he's doing and saying like all of the right things, to me, maybe I'm just an old bitter ass, jaded ass person, because to me, it's just a crock of bullshit. He's just saying what he thinks he should be saying, all of the right thing. He is just doing the most.
To get what though?
I just don't trust him.
To get what? It would be one thing if he was trying to talk to her and get her. He's married. He's married now, and he wants to keep this marriage, to me. So he's saying all those things. When I'm married, this is the type of thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it, and doing it enough where I think Katina has a little thing about bullshit. I think she has a little radar what bullshit is.
Yeah.
And if he ain't that slick to be like, I'm gonna get this girl. I think he's all just like a big yes. I'm gonna do everything I can. I think he's really genuinely feels that and thinks that. Whether he can do it or not is one thing. But I really genuinely think, I don't think he's trying to play her. I think he's genuinely doing that. And she's feeling that because she's like, I've never had a man be like this. He's like, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to do all the things. Yes, I think he's saying those things, the right things, but I really think he believes it.
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm
very confused.
Yeah, I want to believe him.
I'm confused.
But someone said too on Twitter last night that he's saying all the right things, but once he gets her in the bed into intercourse, that he's gonna flip the script right into Isaac. I don't know. Because I actually go into the episode like he gets on my nerves, and then towards the end of the episode, I'm like,
yes,
those were the right things to say. I mean, and he felt like, you know what what really got me is because he acknowledges who she is. She's that ride or die chick. You know, she really has my back even when I'm not there. That's what I want. I want somebody that, you know, is seriously my partner, in my face and away from me, you know, and those are true things. And I can see a man feeling that way. You know, well, I know men feel that way when they know that you really got them in front of them and away from them. So I get it, but whether or not he's genuine with all of it, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like
her.
For me, it's like an emotional roller coaster with him, because one minute I'm like, come on, man. And then the next minute, next scene, he is just like, I'm sitting there like at the end when he was telling her, you know, how he wants to be and how this is. I'm literally like sitting there like grabbing my tissue, like, oh my God, that was so beautiful what he's saying. And I'm like, wait a minute, bitch. This is Olajuwon we talk about. Next week is he just sat here talking about he had sex with a mother and daughter.
Now the workout thing was really interesting to me. When he had her workout and he was pushing her and I was like, Olajuwon, slow down there, brother. You're a trainer, whatever, but that's slow down. But it was interesting what he said after. He's like, I like the fact that she said, I don't want to do it. I stood up for it. And she fought for she wasn't a pushover.
No.
I'm like, I liked but I think he did that extra to see what he could get out of her to be like this. Yeah.
That's what he said. He tested.
But he's like, there was a total test, but he's like, and I think that spurred him on, even between having his back with Lindsey, between in front and behind, between her speaking up and her being fine as shit. He's like, I don't need to know anymore. This woman is everything. So that's why I think he's so genuine at the end. He's like, look, I want this. I'm in this. I want this. Even though he's had his eyes, and even the fact that she did not flinch over the mother and daughter thing. And everybody else was like, everybody else was watching it like this. I mean, like, did they know each other? And she was like, yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That's how Olajuwon is, but he's treating me the way I've always wanted to be treated. And I think she has, from being in the clubs, I think she has a good bullshit meter either. And I don't think he's that smooth.
I don't think so either.
Right, to be so slick to get her. I think it's a genuine. So I think it's a genuine thing. I think she has a good meter to know that it's genuine as he's going to be. So,
and I think he exaggerates some of his stories. I don't know. Something about his stories just seem like not true to me.
I think he feels free enough to do it now. And even he said, he's like, I don't want another woman. He's like, but I get when he said, he's like, but if you're gonna bring another woman, of course I'm not gonna say no.
And all those guys who were saying no were lying.
Of course they were.
Right. But at
because
least
you see how Steve was, or one of the guys said, well, if your wife wants that, would you be open to it? And they were smart and they didn't open their mouths and say nothing. But I don't know. I think Olajuwon is so used to being the center of attention that he's got he likes telling his stories. I don't think he thinks like with the whole mother-daughter story he was telling. I don't think it even registered in his brain that, you know what? There's some things that you can just you don't have to tell everybody. You know what I mean? If you did that, that's your business.
The center of attention all the time. They want to get you that shock story. That's what makes me not all of it is true.
I think he just loves to be the center of attention, and that's why when how he was on the boat, and then how he was talking to her. I mean, how he was in the gym. Because at first, Chris, like you said, the whole gym scene when he was pushing her, I was like, he needs to watch his damn tone. Because if that was me, I'd be like, bro, first of all, I'm on vacation. I ain't bringing workout clothes with me because I'm on vacation. You want to go to the gym? Go ahead, bro. I'm going to be in this bed, or I'm going to be on that beach, or I'm going to be by the pool or at the buffet shoveling food in my face. But it's like, when I held my tongue because I was cussing him when he was getting her ass in the gym. But then when he was telling the guys, that was the test. I was like, oh, okay. It was a method to his madness. But again, the roller coaster with him. It's like, I want to like him, but at any given moment,
you don't like him. You never want to like him. You don't want to like him. You hate that motherfucker from the beginning. You do not want to like him.
I'm with Jelani. I think her friend Jelani nailed it in the bud. I hope I'm wrong, because I hope I'm wrong. But I just have a feeling that it's all new and it's his wife and he's so. I don't know if this is gonna work with them two. I really don't.
I mean, I don't like him and I don't dislike him. I'm just in that middle. I'm just still waiting to see something very genuine, and I just can't say now. But I lean more toward liking him than disliking him.
And I think in terms of, you saw the center of intention, that kind of stuff, I think right at this point, he feels like, I'm married. My past doesn't matter anymore. I can just say whatever the fuck I want. He has no filter. I don't think he just has a filter. I don't think he knows any better to shut the fuck up, Olajuwon. I think he's just like, yeah. Oh,
that's exactly what I
yeah, they both know each other. Like, there's nothing wrong because I'm married now. I'm not gonna do that again. I think his past is like, my past is my past. I don't want 2 rings. I want 1 ring. I want you. So I'm giving him the benefit, even though, yes, I agree. Yeah, when the jury's out. But I thought he would be much more like I feel like he's all in. I just feel like he's all in.
But you know what? He has that very hyper personality too. What did he say? He said he's ADD, and you can really ADD, attention deficit?
ADHD.
Yeah. That you can definitely see it. You definitely.
You definitely can see it. Yeah.
He's not as bad as Lindsey, but he's midway.
Yeah, Lindsey's just she's just a hot.
She's real hyper.
She's a piece of work, that one.
Yeah. And she's a nurse. She's a nurse?
No, she used to be a nurse.
Okay, all right.
She's like a what did she say? I can't remember. She works for the state, I believe. She does something like a.
It'll be interesting to see when they all get back and they have their regular lives how things pan out. Right now, it's so new. It's so honeymoon. It's very honeymoon right now. You know, so everything is exaggerated. Fights, love, all that shit. Wait till we get back and see, and then we'll really see the stuff settles. We'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, I did watch the previews for next week.
I did not.
I did.
I did watch the after thing with
Steve,
Lindsey, and Katina.
How was that?
It was good.
Katina told Lindsey. I like the Keisha Pulliam. She said to Lindsey. Lindsey's like, well, you know. Katina said to her, look, when a black man is being attacked like that in public, I'm a black woman. I'm gonna stand up for my husband. And she's like, yes, but and Keisha's like, look, Lindsey, I think one of the things you don't realize is that as a black woman, we have seen black men be killed, arrested, all that kind of stuff. So that's why she stood up like that for her man. So that's the explanation of why Katina was getting all in your ass. And
she did not like it.
Yeah. So
she didn't say shit. Let's just say this. She didn't say shit, but her body language and her face was just like, she was smart to shut her fucking mouth and not try to take it further, because Rudy Huxtable basically read her for filth in a very professional manner.
Yeah. And Katina, I actually do like Katina.
I do.
She speaks her mind. She speaks her mind.
Yes.
She's like, I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. You know where she is coming from. You know how she feels. If she don't like something, she gonna say it.
I
If she
agree.
likes something, she's gonna say it.
Yep.
So she's very genuine and real. I really like.
She's my front runner. I love Katina.
Yeah, I do. I like me some Katina.
I love her.
Yeah.
Catamaran is an amazing woman.
Who?
Catamaran.
Catamaran.
Oh, Catamaran. Chlamydia Catamaran Katrina. Come on, Alderman Davis. Get it out. Get it out.
Anywho, so that's it.
I do like Katina. So yeah, that's it. So look at here.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens next week. Experts, y'all.
You saw the preview next week. So you want to tell us anything?
The only thing I want to say is about Mark. I mean, not Mark, Chris. Disappointed.
Oh, he's
still chasing
some balls
between his legs.
And then she flips it on him again. Why are you giving her these chances?
Oh God!
On you again. I don't get it. That's all I will say.
Yep.
I don't either.
Yep. So we
all
should
right, girls.
next week. All right, guys. Well, until next week, we'll see y'all later. Peace out.